YouTube. So, off down to the shops. I'll turn you on and show you, if I can. This is a new phone, it's got a stupid case on it, but I cannot work. Ah, there we go. So, I think you can see everything. What I can't see is the... what I can't see is the thing. Doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, no, that's wrong. So, certain things I can see, certain things I can't see, like the speed of the stream and all the rest of it. But that don't matter for this. It's only a... Wait, get my glove on here before fingers drop off. I haven't got a dog with me today. Hello, viewers online. I haven't got a dog with me today because this is really... What happened was, my computer that I do all my video editing on, planning for videos and all that stuff, the monitor died on me. And I'm a bit of a electronic guy, but I got the power supply working, 2 capacitors have blown, but what it's also done is destroyed the screen as well. It's gone red, which means that you can't see much, anything, so pretty useless. So basically I ordered a new screen monitor last night, and it's arrived already, so I'm on my way down to go and get it. So plan is I'll walk down there. I like walking. It's fresh air when you've been cooped up in the winter in the house. So I'm walking. Can't fetch dog with me because obviously I've got to get a taxi back because carrying a monitor and a dog, yeah, it ain't gonna work, is it? So I'll put the streamer on, and I'll tell you for why I'm streaming the reason more than anything today I'm streaming is because it's a new phone and I'm testing it out. But it's not actually a new phone. It's my wife's got a new phone. She's got one of those Honor, what is it called? Honor Magic V2. So which is one of those phones that folds out and looks very pretty. It folds out to like a tablet size, well, like a mini tablet size. So I inherited her old phone, because I'm the ever-loving husband. I get the old stuff, don't I? But actually, there was a good reason for it. Actually, she only bought this phone last year. It's brand new, and so I inherited her phone, and it's a Samsung A25. So pretty bigger than my old phone. And it's got a snarly camera on it and stuff, and so I think I've got it all working, and so that's where I'm off now. So down to the thing. So hopefully this will be a good stream. So it's should be a good stream. Hopefully it'll all work. It's a lot better. A lot newer phone, so it should work a lot better, should stream a lot better, pick up the signal a lot better. So we'll see what happens anyway. But anyway, so for those who don't know, look at the sire. This is Russia. How's about that? Magnificent looking, isn't it? So this is typical St Petersberg weather. Look at those icicles. You're jealous of icicles like that. You won't be if jealous if you fell on your head. But it's typical St Petersburg weather where it gets warm and then cold and then warm and then cold. And not just on the ground and the road, but also on houses. So get through this one coming down. So what happens is the snow melts and freezes, and you get these icicles. And as you continue on growing, I've got a lot of them on my house actually as well. I must do a photo at some point today or tomorrow. But yeah, so this is, we don't know, new to the channel. If you haven't seen the channel before, say hello in the chat. If the chat comes up, and so far I'm not seeing anything. But sometimes it's delayed for some God only knows what reason. Why it wouldn't come up. One of those YouTube things. But This is the settlement I live in. This is a place called Goryelova. It's in Leningrad oblast, or St Petersburg, outskirts of St Petersburg, if you like. St Petersburg is of the city, and the outlying regions are Leningrad still. So Leningrad oblast is where I'm at, and it's a place called Goryelova, and it's quite a nice settlement, but it is changing very rapidly, a bit too rapidly for me. This was all forest when we came in. There was nothing here. This certainly wasn't this factory that they're building, and for one of the reasons that we're leaving here. If you haven't followed my story, follow the build. If you have a look on there, you'll see what we're now. And we're planning on moving up to there, to Novgorod, a place called Staraya Russa. If you haven't seen it, it's a very beautiful town. I love the place. Just to that place up there that has not got here, and this is actually closer to the big city. You know, you've got St Petersberg, which is massive. I don't know how many millions population, whereas Staraya Russa is very rural, very much a very severely rural town, quite away from here, but it has massive advantages to what's here. And the advantages are, up there, it's got full infrastructure. So you've got gas to the houses, you've got mainly, it's about 90% there, or more, are on water system, you know, government water, so central water system, no wells, which is really good. Here in St Petersburg, I mean, literally, so this is Leningrad Oblast, where that building is down there, that's the kind of, where that road is, that where that building is literally, is right on the border of St Petersburg and Leningrad Oblast. And Leningrad Oblast, we do not have central water, we're on wells. So that's a big plus, is that water is very cheap here. You get a meter, of course, you know, but it's very cheap, much cheaper than anywhere else. Certainly much cheaper than England, for sure. It's, you know, it's literally, you can't even really count it. It's like something like, you know, sort of £2 a month or something like that. $2 a month for water. And it's very good up there as well. What I do know about St Petersburg here, I mean, I've been here a long time, so I've, you know, tasted the water too many times. The water from the government water, the online water, what, you know, the water that comes in by pipe, if you've got it, and we haven't here, it is full of bloody chlorine. It's awful stuff. It stinks, and consequently everybody has to filter it out. But here we're okay, we're on a well system, so yeah, the well's okay, but wells have their problems as well, don't they? Run out in winter, run out in summer, and generally, I mean, a well system here in this area, if you've got a small family, only two of us and my wife's son, so three of us really, a well is sufficient, just about. Not always. If it's a very hot summer, it's not sufficient. You have to get topped up. But generally, it's sufficient. If you had a small family, say 2 kids, a well would not be sufficient here. You'd run out of water very quick. Constant pain in the ass. So you're constantly having to pay money to have your well filled up. The alternative is to have a bore well put in. This area here, particularly here, the level of water is 160 metres down. So 160 metres. So there's 3 feet. For those people who are in metres, 3 times 160, whatever that is how deep it is, the water. So very deep and very freaking expensive to get it done. You're talking about 500,000 rubles, which is what, I don't know what that is in dollars, but 500,000 rubles, enough to get it done. Very expensive, and consequently, people build wells much cheaper. Hi from London. Hello, Pattybot. Pattybot. Hello, how you doing? How's London? Is it as grim as this? So, welcome to Russia. A text has come up. Hey, this phone works. So yeah, well systems, not ideal. In Staraya Russa, or Novgorod, Staraya Russa is part of Novgorod Oblast, not Novgorod region. where I'm building. It's full water system there, and not only is it full water, it's actually mineral water. It's not ordinary water. It's mineral water. It's very, very clean, and it's very, very nice. No sediment in it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of unique. But that town is an old spa town. It's got natural spas there. It's got natural mineral water, so you'd expect it there, I suppose. So very, very clean water, and piped straight to your house. No problems. Very cheap to do it. If you were to live in St Petersberg, if you buy one of these places and you wanted to get on the main water system, if it's possible, and it's not always, somewhere it is. Down here on the main roads, these have just been put on water, but up here they're certainly not. But if it was possible, it's going to cost you about 300,000 rubles. So $3,000, is it? Something like that. $3,000 to have water connected. So for ordinary people working here, that is a king's ransom. It really is. It's an extraordinary amount of money to get hooked up just to a basic water supply. And consequently, everybody puts wells in. And wells, if you don't know about wells run on groundwater, so they're not actually deep, they don't fill up from below, they fill up from groundwater. And so anything that goes onto the ground goes into your well. And it's one of the reasons why washing cars is not allowed on these kind of places, and residential areas, because it can spoil people's wells. And some people still wash the cars, and you have to tell them and get into whole arguments, and it's not really worth it. Pain in the ass, but not far to go down here. How is London? Are you getting better weather than we're getting, I wonder? These are cottage settlements this here. I'm not going down that way today, which I wish I'd normally go, but we're going down to Ozone, which is a different road, different way of walking down there. I mean, I could go down there. It's kind of 50-50. It's a nicer road, to be honest. But it means you have to go down the main road. The main road's very noisy, whereas this way is not so noisy. It's 50-50 here. What do I go? Which way do I go? I think we'll go this way. It's quieter. This bit's okay, but down there, the main road is awful. And brings us another reason why we're leaving here. Why we're leaving St Petersburg? You know why? It looks nice, doesn't it? Here, it's quiet, peaceful, nobody bothering anybody. Well, actually, in fact, that's because it's a Sunday. And that's the only reason. Sunday evenings, so in about 2 or 3 hours, this little tiny road, this little track of a road that is nothing. It's tarmac, but it's nothing of a road. It's on a little back way. This will be absolutely back to back with traffic, almost bumper to bumper, all the way down here. Absolutely awful. And it's like that every morning and every evening. It's just constant. So if I come out of my place in the van and I even want to go to the shops in the evening time, forget it. You're stuck in bloody traffic. You've gone what? Less than sort of 1 kilometre, half a kilometre, and you're stuck in traffic. You're like, up here it's not too bad. I mean, this road here, they use it basically as a cut through to get this road parallel to the main road, we call Krasnoselski Chaussee. And that is absolutely madness down there. And this road runs parallel, so what you do is use it to cut through, come up here and cut through, and to save time, get through the traffic. But of course it causes problems up here. It's a case of urbanisation that's not been really, I don't think, planned out properly. I think it's just not thought out properly, not implemented properly. Nothing's been properly done. The whole area is just becoming really is becoming a traffic bound area where you're in gridlock all the time. Like I say, Sunday today, you ain't seeing nothing, and probably won't see very few cars today, but tomorrow morning, this here From about 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, this road here is undrivable. It is just chaos. Anybody living here on this road, they can't even get out of the driveways. It's just constant, huge queue of traffic to get out onto the road. And it goes all the way down to the main road. And then there's other little side roads as well that you try and use. And they'll get caught up there and then they can't get through and somebody has to reverse. And so that's another reason why we're leaving here. I'm going to Novgorod, where there's none of that. Very, very much. There's only a population of 30,000 in Stara Russa, if you look at it on the map of Google, and it's very much quieter. It's very. Whoever's on this live, say hello in the chat. Tell them where you're from. Is anybody else in Russia? Is anybody else building? If you watch my channel, see some big dogs over there. Oh, you're a big boy. I ain't going to look at it. Say hello to you. No thanks. So yeah, one of the reasons is lack of infrastructure here and too many bloody cars. Infrastructure is a real problem. So if you imagine there's no water here, there is no. These houses, I think, now are on water. I think so, and I think they're on main sewage as well. It's just been. They've been at it for the last 2 years, bringing them online at last. So it's getting modernised slowly. But where we are in the forest, yeah, I'm probably dead before it's done. You know, they'll be digging a hole for the pipeline and putting me in at the same time, I think. So. That's the cars, Mazda 2, whatever that is. I had a Mazda once, a long time ago, not like that. Very different back in the day. They're called a coupe back in the day. 2-door thing. Rather square, as I remember. And rubbish as well. It's number of cars I went through as a youth. But yeah, so this area, very little infrastructure really, and it's very typical around if anybody's thinking of coming to Russia, you're coming to St Petersburg or Moscow or any of the big cities, think carefully about where you're going to. If you're going to a big city, fine. If you're in an apartment or something, we've got everything on tap. But if you're coming to any of the regions like this, outside of the big cities, then think carefully, because infrastructure is poor outside of cities in rural Russia. It is very poor. See, this is part of the septic system, sewage system they've just put in. Well, they've been putting in for the last 2 years. And they've got a big thing there with somebody's plot at one point. Now it's septic. So, yeah, you need to think carefully about that. Looks like a nice day around there. It is quite a nice day today. It's overcast. It's about -6 at the moment. It's not very cold. Not really. There's no wind, so you're not getting... When the wind, even a slight breeze, you're like, oh my God, you feel it. -6, nah, not really. Next week, over the next few days, for about a week or so, temperature's going to drop down, and we're going to hit, we think, around about -21, which means if it's -21 here, where we are in the forest, it'll hit around -26 or lower. It could go as low as -30, which is horrible weather. -30 weather doesn't happen very often. It's a rarity, and when it does happen, it only lasts for a very short time, maybe a day or 2, 3. Which is good, because what happens is, I know Russia. Everyone thinks Russia a cold place, and everybody's prepared for the cold, but that's not always the case. Them kind of extreme temperatures, things go wrong. Pipes freeze, cars won't start, public transport vehicles won't start, things like that. Lots of breakdowns. It can be awful. The only good thing about it is when it's cold, really cold, is the fact that there's little traffic on the road. It's it really does calm down. You know when it's cold, you come out and you think, oh, you can't hear any traffic. I don't know if you can hear here, but it's about 2 kilometres I've got to walk now down to the main road, and there's a background noise that I can hear. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's actually the road noise from 2 kilometres away. It's something I'd never noticed before. When I first came here, we were in the forest, couldn't hear a thing, couldn't hear a pin drop, nothing. And then when we eventually found Stare Russa and started building there, and we thought, hold on a minute, where's the noise? I couldn't figure it out at first. I thought, why? What is different? Couldn't put my finger on what was different. What it was that was missing from the picture, from the audio picture. What's missing up there? I just couldn't figure it out. And then after we'd done the first bit of building, we came back again to here, and it hit me like a bloody cricket bat in the face. It's the bloody traffic noise that's missing up there, and it's a traffic noise that is here. But only from the forest to the road, it's about 3 kilometres, and you can damn well hear the traffic, and I never realised it before. It only came about when we got the new place in Stare Russa, and it became noticeable that there was something missing, and the thing that's missing up there and the thing that's here is a traffic noise. Now, we didn't pick that plot specifically for lack of traffic noise. That would be nonsense and blatant lie to say that, but now we've noticed it. Yeah, hell yeah. We always wanted a quiet place, and that's why we built the first place here in the forest. But we hadn't noticed that the level of noise from the road here is quite high. But it's like, anyway, if you live beside a train track, a railway, eventually you don't hear it. It just becomes part of the background noise. And that is actually Stare Russa. We're actually about probably a kilometre from the railway line. That's a new shop by the way they're building a magnet. About time bloody built some here. And I see very little shops here. So that's going to be a big bonus. Hopefully it'll be an ozone as well. Be a big bonus for that shop. About bloody time Barbush could walk into shops. So yeah, it's a big bonus, is that having that lack of noise. It's kind of, what was I saying about the train up there? Yeah, so train up there is about a kilometre away, and the first day we were in the hut, because when we were building the hut, when we were clearing the land, we were actually staying in a friend's dacha, which is like a summer residence a few kilometres away. So we weren't staying on site at night time. And when we got the hut built and we moved into the hut, so now we've given the keys back to the dacha. We don't use that anymore. We don't go up there, except I go up to cut the grass because it's a favour. But other than that, we're on site all the time. And the first morning, or first night in the hut, I thought, bloody hell, there's a tank going to drive through the hut. What's going on? And it was the train rumbling past. And then after about maybe a week, less than a week, suddenly I thought, where's the train sounds? I can't hear the train. Why is there no train today? It's early in the morning and late at night. That's when the train runs. There's 2 a day, that's all. And I thought, I'm not hearing the train, why not? And all it is, the trains are still running. It's just that I've adapted to the sound and I can't hear the trains anymore, that's all. So, you do adapt. And that's the same happened in St Petersberg here, where I adapted to the sound of the road noise and not noticed it until we got up there. When the trains aren't running, I mean, it's only 2 a day, so you got 1 in the morning, 1 at night. Other than that, the silence is, it's outstanding. It is real silence. You really don't hear a thing. It's noticeable when you leave here with the traffic, even on a Sunday, and here we go, quite a few cars going past, and this is going to build now until night time. And night time here, 6 o'clock here, really will be traffic chaos. So really I want to get down here to the shop, get me stuff, my new monitor, and get back home again before I get a taxi back where it really kicks in, and it will. So it's yeah, that's what I'm at. Other reasons for leaving here, St Petersberg, is again boils down to infrastructure, gas. If you ever lived on a central heating system, like, you know, solid fuel that we're on, so we're on wood burner. It's a big wood burner. It's a bit like a kind of an Arga, if you can imagine. That's an English thing, isn't it? But I can smell wood smoke there. Somebody's got a fucking chimney going somewhere. It's really throwing out smoke. Just got a whiff of that there. It's normally when fire's burning, wood burners, they don't put out smoke, you don't see it. It's kind of, they're efficient that way. You don't see you don't see smoky chimneys. But wherever this one is, I can smell it. Maybe it's an outside bonfire or something. But so lack of gas is a big problem here as well. Lack of gas means you're down to really two options, economic options. One is full electric heating, which would, even here, I mean, it's much cheaper in the West, but if you're using all electric, you could be talking about $300 a month if you're heating a house fully on electric. Very expensive doing it that way, because it's obviously got kilowatts and kilowatts of power coming out, you know. I hear it often enough, people who've had electric underfloor heating put in, and they don't put it on because it's too expensive. So, you know, not a good move, that. And the alternative is solid fuel. Solid fuel is not the romantic fireplace with rug and wife and wine. Doesn't work like that at all. It's very, very different. Off-grid living. I'm actually doing a series on off-grid, by the way, that will be coming to the channel. There's an origin story coming out, and then there's a few videos coming anyway. Basically one a week, and some of it is going to be off-grid. There's 3 videos on off-grid living here. I'm not talking about the kind of YouTube off-grid where people are building a cabin in the wood and it's very romantic and they cook the dinner afterwards, you know. You know, they're in the woods, you know. They're in the woods building houses out of bamboo, and suddenly they pull out of the bag a brand new fresh piece of bloody steak, you know. Like, oh yeah, where did that come from? From your cameraman. Reality, off-grid reality is very different to that. I've no doubt there's plenty of people around the world who've lived off-grid for years and thoroughly enjoyed it and have no problems with it. And I'm not knocking off-grid. If you're living in a Western country and it's expensive for your utilities, your gas and your water and all the rest of it, and you can do it off-grid much cheaper, good on you. But what I can tell you about it is, it's a hard grind. It's not an easy life. Not an easy life one bit. You're forever fixing things, for one thing. Forever messing about with systems, and it's expensive. It ain't cheap. If you're putting up, I know they can say, oh, we've got 50 solar panels and we've got X amount of kilowatts of electric, and it only costs $100 to put it in, and we've regained our money in a year. Reality, bullshit. Because the solar panels are one thing, it's the storage of the electric. You can't run your TV off a whirring wind turbine. They don't work like that. They produce 3-phase DC that has to go into a battery through a converter and charge that battery, and then you run your inverters, your converters into AC from your batteries. It doesn't come, you know, wind turbines and things do not run anything. If you were to try and plug something into a wind turbine, you'd get it fried within the first second. So, for those who don't know, you're running off batteries. And so if you can imagine, the average house, you're looking at 15 kilowatts. 15 kilowatts, if you're getting good batteries, good gel batteries, and you want gel ones, you're looking at 200 amp batteries then you want 5 per kilowatt. So you've got 15 kilowatt, what's that? 5 15s, so what's 35 batteries. So you're looking at $200 or more per battery. And those will only last you on a wind and solar system. You're probably talking 5 or 6 years, and you're starting to pull batteries out and replace them. Is it economic? No. Not in my opinion. Unless you've only got a fridge and nothing else, you know. But no, not economic. And even if you were using it passively, so you were just using it for lights and things and whatever, even so, still, you still got your batteries charging, discharging, cycling the batteries. There's a limited amount of time you can do that before the battery dies on you. Even if you're not using it, it's just passively sitting there, the battery will die eventually. You know, it doesn't matter what road you take, it's going to require some work, one way or the other. Yeah, it does require some work. But for me, hiya Terry Hill. Terry is the best contributor on the channel in the comments. Always reply to your comments, like your comments. Gives me a smile every day. Thank you for your comments. Thank you all for comments. It makes making the channel worthwhile, rather than just putting out content. You know, I could put out clickbait content, you know, and forever, and you know, it's nothing, is it? It's just thought it's clickbait content, and people click on it, get a quick fix, and go again, and there's no story behind it. You know, it's very much like comes back to the making a bamboo house in the forest, making your dinner afterwards with a fresh lump of steak. It's that kind of that kind of stuff is not real, is it? It's just fantasy, off-grid fantasy. You know, young couple, they're out there building a house in the forest, you know, and making the dinner afterwards. And I have to be careful when I'm filming here. Sorry, I can't film that. And turn the camera slightly. So you can imagine that the reality of off-grid is something very different to what they tell you, what they make out. If you have access to cut firewood, so somebody's going to deliver it to you, say, that's fine. It's going to cost you, but it's not going to cost you in effort. It's going to just, you know, it's going to be delivered. It's going to be cut up for you and split for you and all the rest of it. But even so, if you've got firewood delivered to you, or briquettes, which is my preferred thing. I'm trying to look for a way to cross here. Last live stream I fell into a damn drainage ditch, if you were watching. I went straight up to my waist in full water. It's on one of the things that the replay's on there. But anyway, I don't intend to do that today. But, what a day that was. It was like bruised leg for like. Well, that didn't come out bruised actually. I bloody felt it though. I'm amazed it didn't bruise. I'm going to try and cross here now. And again, we're starting to come into traffic now. Traffic period coming up. What was on about? Firewood. So yeah, firewood. Get it delivered. But if you get it delivered, you think, oh, you know, it's cheap. It's only here. It's about 3 cube is about 10,000 rubles. So what's that? 10,000 rubles? About $100, right? $100 a machine. That's for 3 cube. That'll take you the best part of the day to stack it up. For me, I need 20 cube. So work it out. You know, you're talking about a week of just pure stacking of timber. And guess what? Once it's been stacked and it's all nice and dry for the winter, and you think, oh, this is going to be nice and cozy now. Guess what? You've got to go back out the shed and bloody unstack it and fetch it into the house. And when you do fetch it into the house, guess what? You leave a nice trail of wood shavings behind you, which your missus is going to shout at you about. So, nah. If I was to do off-grid again, and I'm not, I'm too old. But if I was to do off-grid again, my advice to anybody thinking about off-grid is, if you're going to build a fire, wood burner, do the damn thing in a separate building and pipe the water in, pipe central heating in. That is the best way to do it. And make sure that your fire stack, your firewood stack, is right damn well beside it, if not in the same room. And make sure that there is some way that the delivery truck can get really, really close to it. And I mean, I would even consider having like garage door type setup where the lorry can back up and just tip it straight in. That's probably the best way. That's what I would advise. Wood stoves in houses. What can tell you facts about wood stoves. The best wood stoves, unless it's some kind of automated pellet system, you know, with a hopper, and they fill it with pellets and it drops them in and keeps it burning on all night, which is okay. But guess what? If you're running that kind of thing, you're running electric as well. So something else to consider. But most people off-grid, they've got some kind of wood burner or something like similar to what I've got, I would imagine. And what I can tell you about them is they go for about 6 hours, that's it. So if you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and you fill it to the brim, and I mean to the very, very brim, you'll be lucky if that's running at 12 o'clock. By lunchtime it's done, completely done, absolutely done. And that's if you fill it right to the very, very brim and close it completely up. So you're really filling the thing up. So again, fill up at 12. Probably evenings are colder, so you open it up a bit so it burns a bit faster. So you're probably looking about 4 o'clock again. And then you close it, you keep it open a bit more because it's getting a bit colder now at night time. So you open it up a bit more, and then that'll run out about 8 o'clock at night. And then you'll fill up again. And then you probably go out, it'll be run out at midnight. So then you've got to skedaddle and fill it up at midnight. And then again, if it's a very cold night, if it's hitting the really cold temperature like we are going to get here next week, you could be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to fill the wood burner up again. So you're on a constant cycle, and you can't get that much wood in your house. You can't. You just have a massive, you just be living around a big pile of wood. So consequently, you've got to get your little bags or whatever, you know, however you carry it in. Those bags for life for the supermarket happen to be good for this. But out to the shed you go, fetching your timber to keep your wood burner going. If you're not doing that, if your wood burner's outside, that's fine. If it's in a separate building, guess what? You then got to get up, get dressed at 4 in the morning, go out, top up the wood burner, then you got to come back in again. It's a constant bind. F8P morning. Yeah. You know, nah, not for me anymore. I've had enough of that. I've had enough. It's a bind. It really is a bind. It's not romantic like to make out. If I was going off grid, I would build a house with low ceilings, a bit like the traditional Russian ones with low ceilings. That's why they had them. Not a wood burner as such. I would be using a brick-built burner. A brick one. Basically, the bricks heat up and they give off heat all night. That's probably the most efficient way of doing it. But that means it's only in one place. You could fit a back boiler on it, I suppose. You could have a back boiler and radiators were tapped off it. But to run a radiator, I mean, I think we've got 15 radiators running this house in St Petersberg off one thing. The pump, to keep those radiators at any reasonable level of warmth, you've got to have the pump going at full whack. If you're having your pump going at full whack, guess what? You can hear the damn thing. It's whining away. So yeah, there's all kinds of problems, things like that. Really can't stress enough about off-grid living and how exhausting it can be. You know, if you've got to get up if you can't go to bed till midnight, and then you've got to get up at 4 in the morning to top the damn thing up again, and then you've got to go to work at 6. Nice. And if there's nobody in the house when you come back, guess what? it's going to be icicles until you can get it going. So off-grid is okay, solid fuel is okay, but it's a bind. You're tied to it. You really are tied to it. If you leave the house for a day, say you want to go to town for a day, and you leave the house, you top the boiler up as much as it can go, close it up as much as it can go. Even so, chances are it's going to be finished by the time you get back, and your house, you're going to come in, done it a million times, come in, and your house is going to be like icicles. Pipes will be frozen, blah blah blah. Nightmare. The way around that modern solution is, like the pellets, but you've got to have a hopper, which means electric, or briquettes. Briquettes, they're a thing they've got over here. I don't know if you get briquettes wherever you are. They're about gas or liquid fuel. Gas or liquid fuel. You could get LNG, liquid or liquefied natural gas. You could get that, yeah. You could get a big tank in your garden and you could run that. But guess what? That uses electric as well. So if you're off grid and you're on solar, wind, everything you do, you're calculating the electric. Everything you do, whether it be boiling a kettle, to running. See, you've got, so if you've got a, say, on a wood burner with a pellet system, so you've got the hopper and all that, and you've got the controller, that's using electric. You've got the pump for the radiators, that's using electric. Lighting, using electric. It just goes on and on. Everything you do, you're constantly conscious of electric. We were 7 years here without electric, and I can tell you, it ain't no fun. It got to a point where we were absolutely fed up with it, and in the end, we ended up running the generator a lot more than what we should have been, and consequently, we're using about 20 litres a day of petrol just to keep electric on. Because you can't do anything without electric. You can't sit at your computer, your notebook, your laptop, whatever. All uses electric. Can't stress how horrible it is if you haven't got full power or electric on. We're okay here now. We're on 3-phase here. Now, you know, so we've now got full electric, but we're still on wood-fired central heating. We're still on a well system. We're still on a septic system. Those systems will never go because this area probably won't get them. Our area, this area here, but where we are in the forest, we're talking years and years away. You know, I mean, you can imagine that forest development has been there for 35 years. It was designated for development 35 years ago, and still the only thing that it's got is electric. It took till we were the first service. What was about 6 years ago we got electric. So you can imagine it's about 30 years that people were waiting for electric there, or 35 years. No, absolutely horrible. Not that there was many people living in the forest. We were the only ones at first, full time. You can understand why we were the only ones who were living there. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not against off-grid. It can be great when, especially if you're young and if you've got a family who can help you. I mean, if you're like me, cut firewood yourself, haul it yourself, stack it yourself, dry it yourself, then bring it into the house yourself. If you do it all yourself, it's a complete bind, an absolute. When I was travelling from the UK to here and we're building the house, a lot of that time was spent cutting up firewood, because it uses up so much of it. It's just, we're about 20 cube. I mean, I suppose that's a cord in American. About 20 cords of timber a year. You can imagine it's just a vast amount, and you're cutting it all the time. If you're cutting your own firewood, don't think you're going to be cutting it for a week and that's it, and you're going to have a nice big stack of firewood in a week. No. Forget that. You're cutting it all year round, constantly. You know, because you've got to dry it. You've got to dry the damn stuff. I mean, unless you can get it brought in. I mean, we've been very, very lucky that we've had contacts who fetched us free firewood. We've been really, really lucky with that. You know, fetch your free timber You still got to cut it up, but it's free and it's delivered and it's dry. So even in winter, we've never had a problem. Last year, I didn't cut hardly anything. I just cut what was laying around, just to clear up the garden, you know. But almost nothing. And we're now what we're in now, January, halfway through January, and we're almost out of firewood because I didn't cut enough last year. Obviously, on the building, Novgorod can't be up there doing that and cutting firewood here at the same time. Can't be in two places at once, can you? So consequently, we're almost out of firewood, and we're about to get our first delivery of briquettes. I will film that. I'll show you what briquettes are. It's basically compressed sawdust with a bit of glue thrown in, I think, and that works. Oh, that's how that works. But they last all night, basically. You can get a full wood burner with them in. You're talking all night heat. If you get closed up completely, it really, and they put out a lot of heat as well. They put a lot of heat out. Yeah, so it really stacking. I can get 2.5 packets of that stuff into our burner. So, and they're not that expensive, I suppose. A month it would cost you. You need a ton a month, basically. So you're talking about 10,000 rubles a month, which is about $100 in briquettes. So, not too bad. Catalytic type. I'm not sure what catalytic is. Catalytic type is maybe 0 actually. I don't know. But I can tell you, my days of being off grid are limited. They're coming to an end, and I can't wait. Honestly, the new place in Novgorod will be on gas, mains water, mains everything. I mean, none of it anymore. It's done. I'm glad to say. So what I'm going to do now is I've got to go in here and I've got to collect some bits for the house. I've got to get some cheese because we're almost out of cheese in Magnet. And then I'm going to go across to Ozone and collect my bits, and then I've got to order a taxi on this very phone. So I'll cut the live stream off in a second and I'll see you on the other side. The reason for the monitor is my monitor broke, and I'm obviously busy still editing shorts and things and whatever stuff I have to do. Basically life runs around the computer when you're on YouTube a lot of the time, so monitor dying, really no choice but to get another one as quickly as I could. So I'll cut this live stream off here, and maybe I'll continue it on another day. But like I say, the temperature's getting really cold now, and I really don't want to. I'll show you this road here actually, just before I go into there. Get some bits and pieces, whatever I need. Don't need a lot really, but just show you the road down here. This is evening time now, and it's just Sunday, as you know. And look at it. This is the road to St Petersberg down there, and that's the road to Krasnosello up there. And look at it, and it's not even rush hour yet. Sunday evening time. And that's what we can hear from the forest. That. Constant. All the time. Horrible. Evening time during the week down here, and today as well, it is absolute chaos down there. There is accident after accident, people trying to push through and whatever. Horrible. We've got a new shop coming. Spot that. They've had a number of these shops there. They had a cafe here at one time, and then they had a booth here selling stuff, and then various other. They've dabbled around with stuff over the years. And that's new, that one there. Wonder what it's going to be. Looks like a kind of, I don't know, who knows what. Probably some kind of groceries or something. Vegetables right beside a big supermarket that sells cheap vegetables, you know. Not exactly intelligent, but whatever. But anyway, so I'm going to cut you off here. Hello, Gelandi. Yeah, this is quite busy. It's a Sunday and it just don't stop. Just doesn't stop. So I'm going to cut you off anyway. I've got to pay with this phone, and it's a new phone, and I'm still working my way around it. So I'll cut you off on this live stream, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Whether it's today or not, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? I don't think so though. Like I say, I've got to get back and go over there, pick up that stuff up there, go in here, pick up the stuff up here, then get a taxi, and you got it. Can't be live streaming. So, okay, have a nice time wherever you are in the world. Thank you, Terry, for your comments during the week. Always keep me smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.